Question: why did many company officials in India want to promote Indian texts rather than Western learning? Answer: many company officials felt that institutions should be set up to encourage the study of ancient Indian texts and teach Sanskrit and Persian literature and poetry. These officials were of the opinion that Hindus and Muslims ought to be taught what they were already familiar with and what they valued and preserved, not subjects that were alien to them. They believed that only by doing this the British could win the hearts of the Indians, only then they could expect to be respected by their subjects. Question: what were the views of other company officials? Answer: other company officials did not approve the ideas of the Orientalists. They began to criticize the Orientalist vision of learning. They said that the knowledge of the East was full of errors and unscientific thought. They saw Eastern literature as non serious and light hearted. So they argued that it was wrong on the part of the British to spend so much effort in encouraging the study of Arabic and Sanskrit language and literature. Question 3. Define the term vernacular. Why did the British use this term colonial countries like India? Answer: the term vernacular refers to a local language or dialect as distinct from what is known as the standard language. In colonial countries like India, the British used this term to mark the difference between the local languages of every use and English, the language of the imperial masters. Question: why did the company take decision to improve the system of vernacular education? Answer: William Adam found that the system of education in the local schools known as pathshalas was flexible. There were no fixed fee, no benches or chairs, no system of separate classes, no annual examination, etc. In some places, classes were held under a banyan tree, in other places, in the corner of the village shop or temple, or at Guru's home. Teaching was oral, and the Guru decided what to teach. After the company got Adams' report, it immediately took decision to improve the system of vernacular education. Question: what measures were taken by the English Education Act of 1835? Answer: the following measures were taken under the English Education Act 1835. English was made the medium of instruction for higher education. Promotion of Oriental institutions like the Calcutta Madrasa and Banaras Sanskrit College was stopped. These institutions were seen as temples of darkness that were falling off themselves into decay. English textbooks began to be produced for schools. Question 6. What measures were taken by the British after issuing of Wood's dispatch? Answer: following measures were taken. Education departments of the governments were set up to extend control over all matters regarding education. A system of universities education was introduced. Universities were established in Calcutta, Madras, and Bombay. Attempts were also made to bring about changes within the system of school education. Question: how were the views of Rabindranath Tagore and Mahatma Gandhi on the West different? Both Tagore and Mahatma Gandhi thought about education in similar ways, but there were differences too. Gandhiji was highly critical of Western civilization and its worship of machines and technology. Tagore wanted to combine elements of modern Western civilization with what he saw as the best within Indian tradition. He emphasized the need to teach science and technology at Shantiniketan along with art, music, and dance. Question: what was Wood's dispatch? What were its provisions? The Court of Directors of the East India Company in London sent an educational dispatch to the Governor General in India in the year 1854. As the dispatch was issued by Charles Wood, the President of Board of Control of the company, it came to be known as Wood's dispatch. Wood's dispatch outlined the educational policy that was to be followed in India. It criticized the Oriental knowledge and emphasized the need of European learning. The dispatch made it clear that European learning would enable Indians to recognize the benefits that would flow from expansion of the trade and commerce. It would also make them see the importance of developing countries' resources. Indians needed to adopt European ways of life because this would change their tastes and desires and create a demand for British goods. Wood's dispatch further argued that European learning would improve the moral character of the people of India. It would make them honest and reliable and thus supply trusted civil servants to the company. The dispatch strongly criticized the literature of the East because it was full of errors and unable to instill in people a sense of duty and commitment to work. Question: what measures were undertaken by the company to improve the system of vernacular education? Answer: there were no rules and regulations in Pathshalas, hence company decided to improve the entire system. It took several measures. It appointed a number of government pandits, each in charge of looking after 4 or 5 schools. The task of the pandit was to visit the Pathshalas and try and improve the standard of teaching. Each guru was asked to submit periodic reports and take classes according to a regular timetable. Teaching was now to be based on textbooks and learning was to be tested through a system of annual examination. Students were asked to pay a regular fee, attend regular classes, sit on fixed seats, and obey the new rules of discipline. Question: what type of education did Mahatma Gandhi want in India? Answer: Mahatma Gandhi never approved English education because it had created a feeling of inferiority in the minds of millions of Indians. In fact, he wanted an education that could help the people of India restore their sense of dignity and self respect. During the time of national movement, he urged students to leave educational institutions to show the British that they could no longer enslave Indians. Mahatma Gandhi never wanted English to be the medium of teaching. Instead, he thought that students ought to be taught in the medium of Indian languages. Education in English crippled the people of India. It distanced them from their own surroundings. It made them alien in their own lands. Hence, he felt that English education ought not to flourish in India anymore. He urged that education ought to develop a person's mind and soul. Simply learning to read and write did not matter at all. People had to learn the craft and know how different things operated. This would definitely develop their mind and their capacity to understand. Question: write a note on Rabindranath Tagore and his school Shantiniketan. Answer: Rabindranath Tagore, like Mahatma Gandhi, also did not approve Western education wholeheartedly. At the time when several Indians urged the British to open more and more schools, colleges, and universities in order to spread English education in India, Rabindranath Tagore reacted strongly against such education. He was a great educationist, but he hated going to school because he saw it oppressive. In fact, he wanted to establish a school where the children were happy and were free to explore their thoughts and desires without feeling any suppression. He advocated for giving children natural surroundings where they would be able to cultivate their natural creativity. Keeping the above ideals in mind, Rabindranath Tagore established Shantiniketan in the year 1901. He regarded it as an abode of peace. He set up his school 100 kilometers away from Calcutta in rural setting in order to provide children a very peaceful environment. Here they could develop their imagination and creativity. Tagore was of the opinion that existing schools were killing the natural desires of the children to be creative. Hence, it was necessary to help them develop their curiosity by providing them good teachers who could understand them. By establishing an institution like Shanti Niketan, he did a great job in the field of education. Question: what was the opinion of Sri Aurobindo on the national education? Answer. Sri Aurobindo stated that the goal of national education was to awaken the spirit of nationality among the students. This required a contemplation of the heroic deeds of our ancestors. The education should be imparted in the vernacular so as to reach the largest number of people. He emphasized that although the students should remain connected to their own roots, they should also take the fullest advantage of modern scientific discoveries and Western experiments in popular government. Moreover, the students should also learn some useful crafts so that they could be able to find some moderately remunerative employment after leaving their schools.